Hello, welcome to another Tickfaw Files. We're going to jump into all of the intrigue and mystery and arguments of is the spooky prince an asshole or not in a bit, but we're going to do intros first, and I'm going to let you know about viewer actions, how you can actually interact with the game yourself, and then we'll jump in. So starting with introductions, Rowan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I am. What just happened? I am Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and cannot talk today. I'm an art educator. You can find my work at rowannorthillustrations.org, which I will put in the chat on the side. And then, of course, my Twitter is down here. And yeah, I run this show. At least I tell myself that.
Awesome. Next, we've got Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Mira and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm the resident Canadian of our little group. I'm primarily a traditional artist. I do mostly pencil work and watercolor. And I will pop my art Twitter there in the chat for you as well as my Ko-fi or coffee if you're Raven. So if you guys want to check out my work, or if you would like me to draw any characters for you or anything like that, certainly come right on in, and you're welcome to request anything like that. But I play Mira. She's a red cat fairy, which is basically the fairy equivalent of vampire. And right now she is trying to figure out kind of where she fits into this whole puzzle that we have going on. She's currently hiding our little human child Lily at her home, and she has stolen a magic book from Tilda. So we'll see how that goes next time those two meet up. But yeah, that's Mira.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Yasmin. Tell us a little bit about Savoy and Zahil and yourself.
Hi, I'm Yaz. I play Savoy and Zahil, who are a changeling character, essentially Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of concept. And they attempt to stoically manage the town of Springfield, and they don't do such a great job. And Zahil is just like a dumpster fire. I am a graphic illustrator. I will put the link for my apparel store in the chat here, and that's what I do with my time.
Awesome. Next, we've got Riley. Tell us a little bit about Jonas and yourself.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a knit and crochet designer, and I'll put my link out in the chat. I also have a YouTube where I teach you how to do things. Anyways, Jonas is he learned magic as a kid. He got to go to one of the pocket realms, and now he's back, and he's been back for the past 22 years, and just been searching for a way to see these different realms again, as well as prevent a lot of casualties in an impending war.
Okay. That just leaves me. I play Dr. Tilda Jenkins. She is a expert and doctorate in the science of library museum sciences, something like that. Anyway, she her thing is restoring books and things like that. She's figured out that magic is real now, so she's taking all of that specialty study she did in the occult and magic topics relevant to Louisiana, where this is taking place, and she's putting it into actual practice. So that's been pretty interesting. Yeah. So, of course, this is my channel, so I am a tabletop streamer. I do a bunch of other stuff. You can find out all about that on my Twitter, which is right below my face. Before we hand everything over to Rowan to jump into the game, I did want to take a second to tell you about viewer actions. So there's a number of ways that you can actually interact with the the show itself and the game as we go. One of the easiest ways is through the game tweet. That is right there in chat. So every 5 interactions on that, that's likes, retweets, and comments. A D4 goes to the cast and to the Game Master. With this being Monster of the Week, a D4 is actually pretty darn powerful. It's almost a full extra dice on a roll, so it's a big impact on the game just by doing something simple like that. You can also use guild coins. They're the little round rainbow icon below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you there's a lot of different options that you can spend those on. You get those just by watching the stream, and if you're subscribed, you get those at double the rate. So it's pretty cool. But the biggest thing that you can do with those is plot points. And if you click on each one, it'll tell you the different things that you can do with those plot points. But they apply to affecting the scene as it's unfolding. So it's really cool stuff that you can do with those. Definitely check that out. Finally, if you would like to help support the channel, there are financial viewer actions that you can do. Those are all in this little chart down here. If you go to coffee.com/Raven, Raven.rocks, subscriptions, bits, or Patreon, our Bard tier and higher patrons get viewer action credits every month. If you do any of those, the amounts there on the chart tell you what those get you. Some of those are not super self-explanatory, so just a quick explanation. The switch allows a player to change the action word of another player. The person taking the action gets to choose what it is, but they have to change it to something that's not a direct synonym. A borrowed success allows a player to succeed immediately. However, on subsequent successes, a d20 is rolled. If it comes up 15, then that was the success that they borrowed. So it's a bit of a gamble. You get a success immediately, but you might lose another success later when it's important. So you have to kind of balance those things there. Complication allows you to throw anything into the scene that you would like. The DM does have final say on what gets added in, but we do try to stick as close as possible to what you want to put into the scene. So that is one option if you want to change things that are happening or throw something new in. And then finally, swap 2 players for 5 minutes means that we swap roles for 5 minutes. So, for example, you could have me be the DM for 5 minutes and Rowan play Tilda for 5 minutes. Or you could have Riley playing Mira and Vanessa playing Jonas for 5 minutes. There's really any 2 combination that you want, you can throw in there. It's pretty fun. Yeah, and that's it. So reminder for everybody, the cast, we currently have 1d6 and that's it. The GM, you have 5d4, 2d6, and a switch. With that, take it away, Rowan.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Tickfaw Files. Last time, Savoy was in the hospital. Everyone went and visited her, including Naomi, the local FBI agent / detective, who is more or less abandoning her duties for you guys. So, good job, I guess.
Our influence is working. It's great.
Oh boy, bad influences. Anyways, so there was a whole conversation about that and about magic and things like that, and just Naomi kind of taking her word for a lot of things just to try to get to the bottom of this and helping people. You guys got a call. Savoy got a call from Kyle, who owns a lot of the properties in the area, saying there was a break-in. And Tilda and Savoy checked that out alone. Ended up
idea.
It was a terrible idea. Ended up getting a music box, which the prince could talk to them through. Nobody died. It was okay. And traps the creature in the house.
Quick interjection here. So Gwen is using their Patreon rewards to get 5d6 and an advantage to the cast.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think that was Rowan. You did a subscription? Is
Yes.
that right? How did you want to use that?
Let's save that for Saturday. If you don't mind.
Okay. I do not mind. Let me just make a note of it real quick. Also, speaking of reminders, Yasmin, you still have $21 that you can play with that you never did anything with.
Oh, that's okay.
Just a heads up.
All right. I don't know what to do with that yet.
As long as
No
you're
worries,
reminded.
I've got it written down.
So, anyways, with that distraction, so we're actually going to start with Mira and Jonas, who, after they left the hospital, they dropped Naomi off and went to Mira's place. Is that correct? Or that's where they're heading?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
where they're heading.
We will begin there. So Naomi, I guess you just leave on the corner of Main Street or something.
See you later.
Bye.
She's like, all right. And then Mira, was it your invitation to go to your house next, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe last time she mentioned swinging by her place after they dropped Naomi off. So my question is, Miss Lily. That's what I'm waiting to see. So they, unless Jonas has anything to add, Mira doesn't really say much for the drive back to the house, and she doesn't live, extremely far from where the main hub of Springfield is, but she is tucked away in the trees. So for the most part, she doesn't really say much on the way home.
Yeah, Jonas wouldn't really be saying much if Mira's not saying much. There's just a lot for him to digest at the moment.
Well, we're about to give him more.
Oh.
So when they pull up to Mira's house, she doesn't get out of the car right away. She kind of sits there and she's kind of mulling something over. Like there's something that she wants to kind of breach, but she's not sure how to do it. So she doesn't look at Jonas. She's just kind of like looking out the windshield, just kind of straight ahead.
Are you okay?
She kind of shifts in her seat a little bit and turns towards him. And she looks him up and down. And she kind of puts her hands in her lap. Do you remember when we were walking back to the Moonstone shop and I mentioned the kind of like the board that you have on your wall with all the different pieces?
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I promise I'm not a murderer. I'm not going to murder you. You can get out of the car anytime you want.
She like rolls her eyes because she's fully aware that she could absolutely take him. Like she's not worried about that. So she kind of rolls her eyes. But she says, well, I know you kind of made a comment when I asked about the little girl that you had on your board. And I just kind of wanted to give you a bit of a heads up, I guess, before we go inside. And she doesn't say anything else. She just gets out of the car and goes to the front door.
Jonas sits there for a second, unsure if that was an invitation to come in or not. And then he decides to get out of the car and come in.
So once he comes in through the front door, she's not there. She's already headed back towards the back room where she keeps Lily all snuggled up to go get her.
Lily is there. Basically, the conversation he has with the goblins is not until later. This is about the same time as everything is going down at the house, I guess. So
okay, good.
So yeah, no, Lily is there.
So she comes in and she closes the door behind her, and goes to speak to Lily.
And Lily's kind of like napping, and so she just kind of wakes up and rolls her eyes and she's like, "Oh, hi, Mira. You were gone a while."
Mira kind of ruffles her hair a little bit and she says, "Hi, Lily. I'm gonna need you to come with me for a couple minutes. Is that okay?"
Where are we going?
I have someone that I want to introduce you to.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's okay. I was having a really good dream, but it's okay because I'm awake already.
Mira kind of smiles a little bit and she apologizes for waking Lily out of her good dream. But she stands back up and extends her hand out to Lily.
So Lily takes her hand and kind of follows her. It's like, sometimes I dream of the pretty palace, the castle that the prince lives in. It's so big and it's so pretty, and I miss it sometimes. But
do you?
Yeah, if everything goes right, the prince says I can stay there for forever.
Oh, did he?
Hmm.
Do you know how to get back to the palace, Lily?
No, I know that there are those rips in the sky,
Right.
and that's how I traveled there and then traveled here, and I think that that's how the goblins got here, and that's how the everything else moves from there to here. And I know that if the prince has his book, he can open those.
So Mira actually looks around to see if the book is still where it usually is.
It is. So last time the book was like dripping, if you recall, like dripping this purple blood, right?
Yeah.
And it has since dried up. And it's dry. It's left kind of like a purple stain and roughed up like water damage on on the side. But
Mira picks that up before she takes Lily out into the living room. And she just brings her right out there.
Jonas is still standing in the doorway, not wanting to come in all the way uninvited. And then he sees Mira come out with Lily. And he just he looks happy, but he doesn't look super surprised.
Mira sees him standing in the doorway, and she kind of gives him a look. And she's like, "I know this apartment is air conditioned, but are you just gonna stand there and air condition the whole fucking forest, or are you gonna come inside?"
Jeez.
okay.
Come in uninvited, get my head bit off. Don't come in uninvited, get my head bit off.
Mira kind of gives a little smile at that, but she motions for him to get his ass in there and close the door.
Jonas gets in, he closes the door.
Oh hey, it's the human that Temru hasn't gotten to talk to before. The prince,
Right.
he hasn't gotten to talk to him. He wanted to, but he's running low on energy right now. I think he's focusing elsewhere.
Okay, that's good to know. And she brings Lily over into the living room, and Mira sits down on the floor and motions for Lily to sit with her.
you like this human, right?
Mira kind of looks up at Jonas and she's like, yes, we like this one.
You know, the prince has been trying to decide if humans are worth saving, and the other ones have been really mean.
Mira kind of looks a little smug about that. Like she knew that the whole time. But she motions Jonas in to sit down to like complete their little circle on the ground as well.
Jonas comes and sits down, and so he pulls out some candy from his pockets and he offers some to Lily.
It's not poison, right? Mom, when I was still with my mom and dad, they said that candy from strangers could have like razor blades in them.
What did they say about books from strangers? Or
What
castles
books?
from strangers?
Well, it's different. He's not human. He's not a stranger anymore. He lives in my head.
What happened to your mom and dad?
He was looking for someone to help him, and they couldn't help him, and it was really sad, but I could help him. So
Mira sets the book in her lap, and she kind of like just opens it and starts to flip through it. And I think you said last time that there was like no specific words or anything written inside it, right?
You did have words that appeared there last time, which was him complaining like they had no idea, right?
Right.
Like, are we fighting a war where they don't even remember why we're fighting it? Like, what's the point? Things like that.
Yeah.
He was lamenting that, but no, currently there is no words.
Can Mira, like, can she sense any active magic in the book?
I mean, there is a residual feel of magic just in general in this book, but it's not particularly active at the moment.
Okay.
It's like, do you want to talk to the prince?
I don't think that we should talk to him right now. No, that's okay. We can leave him sleeping. We just want to talk to you for now, if that's okay.
Okay. He's very tired a lot.
Yeah.
Lily, does the prince see what you see while he's sleeping?
No, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Can you ever tell when he's seeing through you at all?
Yeah, ever? I can tell sometimes. I mean, if he's awake, then I can. If he can talk to me, and I know he's there when he talks to me.
Mm-hmm. And do you tell him what's going on when you talk to him? Does he know where you are?
Yeah, he knows I'm with you, and he knows where you are.
Right.
Great. Fucking great.
She she's not really conscious of it, but she kind of plays with Lily's hair as they're talking.
He's nice. Sometimes he gets really mad at other times. He's been kind of upset lately. And he's not very nice when he's upset. But
what is he upset about?
He's upset that He's upset that nothing has changed. He guesses from when he lived with humans before.
Right.
He was hoping that maybe they'd be better, that they'd be happier, that he could, that they'd be nicer. I don't know.
That's okay.
But they're not very nice, and he says that that Miss Black is scared of him.
Miss Black?
Miss Black.
Who's that?
She's a monster, but that's like very not like the most accurate, he says, but that's what I would call her.
What does Miss Black look like?
Like really gross. It's kind of gross.
What do you mean? What does she look like? That's gross, I mean.
She's got a long black tail that's all like shifty. It's almost like if it was really long hair, but like really long. The prince has really long hair. He's got hair down to his butt.
Lily, not so Jonas is smiling still, but his knuckles are white from grabbing like the edges of his pants. Lily, it's great to hear about the prince, but we actually want to know more about Miss Black.
You want to know about Miss Black? Okay. Well, what do you want to know about Miss Black? Because she doesn't like that she's gross looking. But that's what she looks like. But she doesn't like that. And she likes the prince because the prince was the only one to treat her like she was pretty. Everyone else is scared of her. But she's really scared of them.
Is Miss Black here? Or is Miss Black in the other place?
Yeah, she's here.
Do you know where she is?
No, I don't know where she is.
Oh,
but I know that
okay.
she's here, and that when one time the prince brought me to this hall, and there were all sorts of people. It's not the right. There were a lot of things there, and it and Miss Black was there, and so were some goblins. And then there were weird people that didn't quite look like people. And he introduced me all to them, but Miss Black was there in the room. And yeah.
And what did you do in the room after you were introduced to everybody?
I am also just I was really bored.
Oh, it was boring, was it?
I wanted to run around the castle some more. It was very like there was so much to see. I really liked like the the upstairs, there was like you could see the whole kingdom, but from up there. And I loved like getting up and on the roof and watching it, but the prince doesn't like it when I'm up on the roof because he says it's dangerous and that he needs me. So I wouldn't get on the roof after that.
Did he ever tell you why he needs you?
He says that he doesn't have a good body of his own because it was torn apart by people. And that's why he doesn't like humans anymore. But he said he used to love humans a whole lot, but then he kept giving his pieces, and they would steal his pieces. It doesn't like I think it's like you know the puzzles, right?
Right.
And you can't finish a puzzle if it's all in pieces, right?
Right.
I think it's like that, or like he tried to teach me how to play chess one time, but I don't get it. But he says that if there's not enough pieces, you can't play, right?
Right.
But he says that he can't decide whether it should be the black side of the chessboard that wins or the white side. And so he hopes that when the pieces come back, that he can set it up that one side or the other can find the pieces.
Right.
And maybe that will help determine what side should win. But I think he's been changing his mind.
So with Lily in the book, is there any, like, can Mira sense any connection between the book and Lily? Like, is there any residual magic between them?
I would roll plus weird, like, as if you're casting magic.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. Wow, 12. Yes, absolutely. You kind of like, I guess you kind of narrow or hone in your magic vision. And what you sense is that there is a whole bunch of like different like threads everywhere. Frayed and fraying type threads. And one of them leads to this book. But all of them seem to lead back to Lily.
Okay. With those threads, would it be reasonable to deduce then that those are connected to Temryu?
Yes, probably. Or these pieces that he's talking about.
Right. So just trying to get my thoughts together. If with the threads then, is there anything that Mira can sense to kind of sever those? Like, is there any way, can she like physically, now that she can actually see them, like can she physically interact with them, or
No,
are they just
no.
kind of like an illusion?
It's as if like it's like chemtrails.
Okay. Makes sense.
So like almost like, you know how in particular games or whatever you can smell something or just see like a residual like mist heading towards whatever. I think like Twilight Princess or games like that. It's kind of like that, and it does get like weak and then disappear as you look in the distance. Like you're not exactly positive where exactly it leads. Or even then, like maybe it doesn't lead anywhere yet.
How do you know?
But you know that there's pieces and it's going off in many different directions.
Okay. Hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Can Mira, with her magic, find a way to not, rather than physically sever any connection, can she put up like any sort of barrier that prevents that magic coming back to Lily? So essentially what she's looking for is kind of like a weak spot so that she can theoretically flip a switch, kind of block Tenryu out from Lily so that he can't like pop in anytime he wants.
No, because what you see, like with your magic vision, is like Lily's surrounded by this magic, that same magic that's around the book. Like
Right.
whatever like magic is within the book, like Lily's part of it. So just blocking it out won't work because it's still part of her.
It runs deeper than just like a surface kind of magic.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Lily,
Jonas, do you have anything to add?
Lily, tell me about your mom and dad. Tell me something about your mom and dad.
They were nice, I think. They like to go on trips a lot.
Thanks so much for that stuff, Yasmin.
Oh, they're scary. I'm dead.
I don't know. I had a lot of siblings. So I was ignored a lot, I guess.
Of course, Strange would have been behind them. They both died at about the same time.
Do you miss them?
Sometimes a little, but I have a lot of friends now, and I'm friends with the prince, so I'm not as lonely anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Mira kind of pushes the hair back out of Lily's face and tucks it behind her ear. And she says, well, you don't feel like that now that you're here with me, do you? I'm your friend too, right?
You keep me in the house all the time and in the back room.
Of course.
I know. But
It gets really lonely back there.
I know. I just don't want you to wander out into the town because then you might run into humans that want to take you away.
You know that makes it like it makes the prince frustrated, right?
Yes, but I don't think that the prince would want you to be caught by the humans here, do you?
Well, he says that if I got caught, like he can help. But he just really needed what does mobile is that it's
Yeah.
I'm it makes him mobile.
Right, because you can talk to him while you're out and around, right?
No, not just that. He can use me like I am him, and I don't mind that at all.
No, you don't mind it?
No.
Jonas all of a sudden jumps up and just walks outside and just shuts the door behind him.
Is he okay?
I'm not sure. I don't know what's wrong.
Did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't say anything wrong, Lily. That's okay.
Am I bad?
No, Lily, you're not bad. But I do want to go see what happened. So if you want to stay here in the living room and get some juice and watch some TV, then you can stay out here if you want.
I think maybe I'm not good at talking good because I'm small. So maybe he wants to talk to the prince, and I can let him talk to the prince.
How about you let me talk to him first and we'll see, and then if we want to talk to the prince, then we can do that after, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Because I know that he wants to talk to he wants to talk to Jonas because Jonas was the only one that was nice to the ogre. And he was really nice to the goblins, and he's just been really nice, and so Temri thinks that maybe he could, save him, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go talk to Jonas and see what he's thinking, and then we'll come back inside and maybe we'll talk to the prince then, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you sit tight. You can go get some juice or some snacks if you want.
What does sit tight mean? Does that mean like I've gotta like sit like this, or
no? It's a human colloquialism, and it means you just sit in here and you wait, and you can do whatever you want in here, but just wait for us and we'll be right back.
Okay.
And she gets off the floor and follows Jonas outside.
So Jonas is just out on the porch and he's visibly shaking. And then when he turns around, when Mira opens the door, his eyes are watery, but there aren't any tears. And just this blank look on his face.
Mira's really surprised by that. She obviously doesn't know what would set him off like that. But she comes over and stands next to him, and she kind of searches his face for a minute. And she doesn't verbally ask him what's wrong, but she just kind of like waits for him to say something.
Jonas looks away and takes a couple of deep breaths and just kind of straightens himself. Okay. I don't know who could do that. She said that he told her that she could go back and live with him. But Savoy told us that Zahil was supposed to kill her.
Mira doesn't say anything. Like, she just kind of waits for him to to kind of get his thoughts out, basically.
Is this all just a game? He says he's fighting for Faye, but he keeps putting them in harm's way.
Mira looks like she's trying to figure things out as well. She's just very, very confused like he is, and she doesn't quite know what to say to him because she doesn't have the answers, and she's obviously not gonna like play soft words just to comfort. Like she doesn't have the answer. So rather than that, she kind of like puts a hand on his elbow, and she just kind of looks out into the front yard, like she's trying to figure it out too, but she just can't say anything to him because she knows that she can't tell him an answer, so she's not going to say anything.
Jonas is going to put a hand on her hand and just say, okay, I think if I can, I'll talk to him, but I'm going to be honest with you, Mira. I don't know if we could ever trust somebody who would do something like this and keep making promises that he's contradicting himself with to get what he wants.
To him, this is a game. There's so much back and forth, and he has the cards in his hand, and essentially what he does is he plays a card and makes us scramble and then laughs when we can't kind of come back with a solid answer because we don't have the cards that he has. So I think what our best option is to treat it like a game. We're going to go in there and we're going to listen to what he has to say, and we're going to pretend that we're on board with everything. And even if that's hard, you have to do it because that's the only way that we're going to get as much information from him as we can. And if you try to interject, if you try to steer the conversation away from where he wants it to go, that's just going to agitate him, and we're not going to get the information that we need. So I need you to tell me that you are going to let this play out the way it needs to play out.
I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm at least going to listen to what he has to say.
I think now is probably the best chance that we have to do that, because if we take this to the others, they're going to end up pissing him off, just like they piss everybody else off. So if we can do this with just the few of us, if we can figure this out and then maybe take it to them, then I think it'll go a lot smoother.
Okay.
So Mira backs off. Yeah, Mira backs off and she opens the door for him and waits for him to go inside first.
Jonas walks back inside and sits back on the floor.
So she comes in and closes the door and she sits where she was sitting with Lily. And she motions for Lily to come back and sit on the floor too.
So Lily kind of just was sitting on the couch, like kicking her legs, like, and picking under her like fingernails. And then when she's motioned for, she hops down and just plods over to Mira.
So Mira looks between Jonas and Lily to kind of gauge where Jonas is at, make sure that he's going to play nice. And then she turns to Lily and she says, we're going to talk to the prince if you can wake him up.
Okay, I can can you give me the book thing?
And Mira takes it from where she had put it down and gives it to Lily.
Can I get a crayon
Mira stands up and searches the little area for something to write. I don't think she has crayons. So she grabs like a pen or a pencil or something and brings it back to Lily.
I guess that's a good. I like crayons though.
We'll get you some crayons next time. How about that?
Okay. Okay. Or my mom said that there's also the pencil crayons. I like those too.
All right. Maybe Jonas can pick you up some next time. Okay?
Okay. It's hard to draw pictures with only one color.
Makes sense.
So she opens the book and just kind of like sets it down, and then she kind of just like starts like drawing, humming to herself, and then the drawing just disappears. And then Lily sits up straight and she's just like, all right. Oh, I didn't realize that we had company. Well, then I would have worn something nicer.
Mira rolls her eyes.
Well, isn't it another player on the field? I've been looking forward to talking with you. I just never really had the chance.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jonas.
Oh, this one remembers manners. That's all.
We've got
really nice.
We got 3 plot points spent. Lily's possession by the prince is interrupted by the dying pleas of Jonas's army mates.
I'm literally gonna rocket into space.
I don't know how to like play that in here right now. Jonas's rage is very singular. He probably would just brush that off and focus again.
So
How about we hold
also
on to
not
it
sure-
for another pivotal moment then?
Yeah, I mean, we can hold
So
on to it.
for 3 plot points, and the examples are an NPC contact is in a position to help the party. So take that as you will, Rowan. So keeping that in mind with what Alex has requested, I will let you decide how to use it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll that will come up during this conversation.
God damn it.
All right. So, but currently, let's get some more information out of Temryu, why don't we? It's like, Vera, you found one that has manners.
And Mira kind of gives a smile that is not nice and just kind of says, interesting, isn't it?
Yes, well, it's been a while since I found one that has been nice.
Well,
Well.
Lily told us that you wanted to talk to Jonas. So I figured now might be as good as time as any while we're here by ourselves.
Of course, of course. I don't know how much time I have. I'm unfortunately a little divided at the moment. But sure. You, human boy, you smell like magic. Where did you find that?
Prince Tenryu. I would appreciate you call me by my name, Jonas, which I gave to you. I feel it's only fair if I extend the courtesy to you that you extend it back. But yes, I can do magic.
All right. But where did you learn that?
It was in a form of pocket dimension. I learned from a wizard. We called him Crazy Eyes, but he doesn't exist yet.
Wow, you must have incredible stories to tell. I'm actually fascinated. Damn, it's unfortunate that this isn't my home, because then I would offer drinks and a grand feast. Hopefully, not enough drinks to get you 5 shoots in the wind, like the 2 others were when I tried to talk to them. But you know.
Oh, sorry. Where are my manners? I have some candy. Would you like some?
Actually, that fair.
Lily would. Lily really likes that idea, so why not?
Jonas just extends his candy bag out.
So he takes it's just really funny seeing like him, and his body language is entirely different, but just Lily's little hands just taking a handful, and then he like pops one in his mouth. It's like, oh yes, no, that's good. No, that's something I could say about humans, is you make the most fascinating confections. I remember that from before as well.
What do you mean?
He gets this kind of far off look, and he's just like, never mind that. That's not important, is it? But if you've mentioned the future, so you know what's going to happen, right?
Is that really important now?
Absolutely. I need to actually know that someone knows what is going on. That someone remembers why this war has to happen.
I do understand. Which is why I was hoping to make some negotiations to make this war have as little bloodshed as possible.
You know, that's fair. That's extremely fair. And that's actually something I'm very interested in myself.
Is it?
Absolutely. You see, we were both dealt bad hands, shall we say. On one hand, us, the Fae, we were dealt an extremely bad hand. We had to pack our bags and leave, and we didn't, and us, the gods, so to say, weren't really given much of a choice whether or not we wanted, you know, to sacrifice ourselves to run a whole pocket dimension for our subjects to live in. Oh no. But regardless, here we are. And yet we're not given a choice again whether or not we stay in our little cubby holes or come out what was it that you would say, guns a-blazing? So we find ourselves at an impasse, because whether or not we want anything that has happened to us, it's happening. And it's not fair. So I figure mine might as well make it a little more fair and play a little game.
What exactly are the rules of the game?
The rules of the game are fairly straightforward. Either I gain back the pieces of my soul, or you, the humans, get the pieces of my soul. destroy them or incorporate them to yourself. I honestly do not care. On one hand, if I gain my power, then I continue as planned and be the leader of this new world. If the humans either destroy me or take all my pieces for themselves, then they rule.
I don't think that's going to
Granted.
make anybody happy, except for the people who win.
I have other pieces at play, you do understand. And the whole time I am here watching. Whether or not you're even worthy of, I don't know, being in charge of this kingdom. But regardless, you own this place where we are going to be in this place as well. But who are we to kick you from it?
So what exactly are you saying?
What I am saying is this is the only way I can think of to make this fair.
So we play a game to see who will rule.
Yes.
There can't be some sort of co-ruling or anything like that?
Unfortunately, I don't see how. I've spent my entire life before, well, being trapped in a literal bubble, trying to solve that. I would give people power. I would give parts of myself. And what would happen is that I would be used and crushed underfoot. I'm giving another chance, another olive branch, so to speak, and hopefully it works out this time, but we'll see. See if you learned your lesson in the past 2,000 years.
Mira bristles a little bit from beside him, and she says, just out of curiosity, why would you even give them a chance to take and destroy your pieces?
Because I'm so tired of living. But I will if that's what they need.
Again, you take into account the needs of the humans before the needs of the Fae, before your own needs?
Before mine own needs, yes. I used to love the humans, you know.
And look what they did to you.
Yes.
To all of us.
They destroyed us.
I don't understand why you would offer yourself like this.
Don't you offer of yourself when you fall in love?
Jonas gets uncomfortable for a second. It's like,
Mira
Jonas
scoffs and she stands up. She's full of energy now. She's full of anxious energy, and she gets up and she has to walk it off because this is pissing her off.
Temryu, what would you offer as a leader? What could you do that the humans can't? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of faith that either of our kind would lead with graciousness. I mean, I know neither would. We fight for centuries after this.
And therein lies the problem, doesn't it? Well, once I have all my pieces, maybe I'll be able to feel compassion again. Maybe I can actually relate to people. Maybe I will actually be a good leader. But it's hard to say because I've been shattered.
But what happens if we get you all your pieces and you're not?
Well, then we cross that bridge when we come to it, don't we? At that point, he gets this kind of like look. He's starting to like, ugh. Did you know that there are ghosts following you?
Yes.
What? What was the laugh?
Nothing. Continue.
They're making it very difficult to talk to you, I should say.
Well,
I don't think they like me much either. Not that I can blame them, but I wasn't the one who killed them, so.
what piece of you has compassion so that we can shove that into you first?
If I.
I'm sorry, I just love it.
If I knew that, it would make all of our job easier, wouldn't it?
I'm going to think about what you have to say, but I need you to promise me that you will call Zahil off of Lily.
That situation, that wasn't fully with my permission, was it? I mean, after all, we all have slightly ulterior motives, even if we are the same person. I think you would understand that. You've seen it before, haven't you?
Yes, I have. All right. If you can find a way to get contact, I guess the best way is to reunite you.
I don't have any more energy to talk to you with. What was your name again? Jonas. I am unwell.
Wait, before you go, I have one more question. Where is Miss Black?
Right now, he pauses for a moment and focuses, and he's like, "Oh, your friends are trying to kill her."
Shit.
And with that, he just kind of like shudders, and Lily kind of shakes herself, and then she wipes her mouth a little as there's like purple blood on her hands, and she's like, "Uh-oh."
Mira, are you okay?
She's not pacing around the place like a fool anymore, so but she doesn't really verbally confirm that she's okay. She's just not going insane, so that's great.
I really want to be able to talk to you about what just happened, but as you just heard, the other two are trying to kill Miss Black. So I was thinking I'd rush over there. Are you gonna come with me?
She stops and she kind of like, she has to shake it out a little bit and kind of compose herself. She takes a couple deep breaths and she says yes, that she's coming. She makes it clear that she does not want to fucking go, but she's gonna go.
Excellent. So do you even know where you're going, really, or?
Yes, I believe Tilda had texted both Jonah and Mira where they were going.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, with that, We're actually gonna go on break.
Yeehaw.
All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Be sure to hydrate, grab a snack, stretch your legs, whatever you'd like to do, and we'll be back and find out. It sounds like Tilda and Savoy's take on this. So be right back. and we're back.
All right. So, let's actually go to Tilda and Savoy. Like, can you guys kind of explain, like, you guys have finished taking care of that whole thing and have left the house. What happens on your way back?
Oh, well.
So these guys just went
we,
ahead and role-played this whole thing out over the week because they couldn't wait 1 week.
So impatient.
So what happened? Typically, when we have sessions, there's some break in time, and rather than play out a long, sappy scene with just Tilda and Savoy, we decided to roleplay it off camera. So, yeah. After they left the house, trying to remember what happened in the car exactly. I remember what happened in the house.
Gratuitously apologized for making the decision that they go in, for being impatient and for getting both of them in trouble, and for what Zahil did, putting Tilda in a situation that could have been a lot worse than it was, potentially threatening her life, and Savoy took that upon themselves to take accountability for, and spent the majority of the car ride apologizing for that, despite Tilda being like, it's fine, Zahil's an asshole.
Tilda was, it was basically like, you don't have to carry the whole weight of the world on your shoulders all the time.
There most certainly was a bit of canoodling and like some awkward but very sweet and tentative just closeness between the two of them, wherein as they were coming back, Tilda asked if Savoy would like to have a dinner where she made dinner and they would enjoy a meal, and expecting not to hear back from Mira and Jonas, was like, fine. Tonight's perfect. I'm not doing anything. I've been told by Barney that I'm not supposed to do anything for another 48 hours. Why not? And that's what happened.
So then Tilda helped Savoy out of the car and made what was it? It was tikka masala with grilled vegetables and roasted fingerling potatoes for dinner.
Served with I think it's like a 40-year-old Riesling wine.
Yeah. And jasmine rice, because Barney told Tilda that Savoy likes rice dishes. So yeah, they just had a lot of conversation while Tilda prepared the meal. And I think it's stuff that we pretty much already know about Tilda and Savoy. It's just they didn't know it about each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tilda pretty much made her intentions known.
Savoy might have panicked.
A little bit.
But I don't know how far is to get into that because of when Jonas and Mira will be joining the conversation.
Yes, so this is what I'll say. Like, all the conversation in the car, like your whole talking about the relationship and things like that happens like uninterrupted. I'm assuming, does Jonas even try to call them, or is he just fucking going?
He's just in his going phase. He just kind of is, because he's just going over there to check on things.
So so you guys aren't interrupted on your way out at all. We'll see what happens from there.
No problem.
But unfortunately, I guess it's a Jonas and Mira show.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's these guys' fault for freaking just jumping the fucking gun. That's why it's so dang. Okay, listen. This is why it's so dang hard to roleplay these things because you have a goddamn audience, you know.
The idea was to do stuff that we couldn't do on camera because it would just take too long and it would have been a Tilda and Savoy episode the entire time.
I would have
And
worked
9
through it.
times out of 10, there's always a gap of time between sessions in game. It's like the one time there wasn't.
Well, next time what you guys have to do is role play a scene where it's not canon, and then maybe Mira and Savoy go and fuck up a cult in New Orleans. So maybe you should be a little more.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad
Okay.
idea.
That is also
We'll keep everything.
also a thing that
These
happened
guys will not
is in the
stop.
Discord.
These guys will not stop.
We're obsessed.
It's how they're keeping sane during the quarantine. So listen, it's fine. But this is one of those situations where it's like, maybe you shouldn't have. Or, you know.
Well, the greatest thing about knowing how roleplays works is just being 100% okay when things get moved around.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
in general, like, I'm not gonna interrupt that as much. Really, it's
I got
Yeah,
you.
it's cool.
I got you.
So if anybody is interested in reading what did happen, it is in the Tickfaw channel. It's penned in Discord if you want to read that roleplay. It's I think titled Tilda and Savoy's First Date. So some of those events might happen at different times and how it's written out, but that's basically what happens. Yeah, go ahead.
all right. So you guys head there. Do you say anything on the way, or are you just leaving Lily?
Yeah, we'll set her up with some snacks and stuff. And
Juice
Some fruit
boxes and
gushers.
That
Yeah.
girl's gonna get so spoiled now that Jonas is allowed to see her.
It's 2040. Gusher still exists. Fuck
did I
it.
not tell you that they were her parents now? But you didn't listen to me.
Seriously, that girl's gonna get all the best. All the best. Okay. Jonas isn't
Mira-
gonna say anything.
Yeah, Mira is stewing. She's pissed. She's exceptionally angry that the prince still has a boner for humanity, apparently. And she doesn't think that that's appropriate.
You know, you can't win. You win some, you lose some. You can't make everyone happy. Oh well.
But yeah, she doesn't say anything.
So they're gonna pull up to the Airbnb where everything had gone down and see things in disarray, I guess.
Oh. Hey, I have a question.
But sure.
Did Tilda take the charm off?
No, it has not been taken off. It was removed for them to get out and put back up.
Yeah, it was
well, I
put
guess
back
that
up.
solves that problem.
Well, no, we can get in, we just won't get out.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, Jonas will be able to get out.
wait, no, it's fine. Mira's good at sensing magic.
So Jonas is gonna walk into the Airbnb.
I feel like this is absolutely a situation where,
Well-
it's like those perfectly cut Scream videos, where just as Jonas walks in, Mira's like, "You fucking idiot."
So I want. So I would like you to either read a bad situation or investigate a mystery.
What stats are those again?
Is that sharp?
Yes.
Well, boom.
We already know
Gosh.
that Mira's not sharp. Why?
I am sorry, but the.
Well, at least I get to mark experience. And look at that, I leveled up.
Yay. So you walk right in, like that urban is fine. What? I'm stuck? God damn.
I had
Anyways,
to answer a message. What just happened?
with my 12, what does that mean? Jonas still wants to walk in, but I rolled a 12, so what am I supposed to do with that?
Okay, so do you want to go read a bad situation or investigate mystery?
Investigate a mystery, I guess.
What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do?
Where is
What
it?
can hurt it? Where did
What
it go?
happened here? Where did it go?
Okay, perfect. So you're investigating around, and you are seeing, like there's a window broken, with glass all over the floor. There is, tire marks, where the limo pulled up. You see footsteps in the mud around the house where Tilda and Savoy circled the house, and also like a third set that's presumably Barney's. You see bullet shells, bullet casings from gunshots. You see that is the door ajar? I don't know. I think you guys kicked it down, didn't you?
I don't know. 'Cause
No, the door is still a door. It's not a jar.
I will
arrived.
fucking cut you. Okay, yeah.
I believe the door is shut.
The door is shut, so the door seems to be fine. You see the long tail trail leading up to the house, presumably from the mimic. But upon looking in the window, you see that there's like broken pots and things that have been like shifted around, and there was clearly a big struggle. And then there's like black blood on the floor, especially in the living room. That trail upstairs.
Jonas looks to Mira. I'm gonna go upstairs. Do you want to come with me?
I think you're muted.
I sure
Vanessa?
am. Yes. All I said was she nodded and went with him.
Okay, so they're gonna go upstairs and follow this trail.
Rowan?
Did you freeze? I think she's frozen.
She looks frozen.
Oh, yep. Frozen on my end, too.
Funny Rowan face.
Oh.
Sorry.
Quick, let's do something that we want to do before she comes back.
Yes, but you're cutting in and out really bad, Rowan. I'm not sure what's going on.
So, anyways,
We lost Rowan.
Oh, no.
Jonas swoops in and just dips Mira and gives her a big kiss.
Sorry, I sweared a lot when I laughed.
It's okay. So, Tilda and Savoy's date, since we're waiting on Rowan, we can talk more about it. So,
hello.
You're super robot.
Oh, I'm game master. I am game master. I now decree that Savoy and Tilda have their date.
Yeah, it was really sweet though. They talked about like kind of why they're both the way they are.
All right, am I back?
Yes.
Like, yes, kind of. I can hear you now.
I can't see you. There we
There you
go.
are.
Now I can see you.
Just went really...
But now you're just robot again. We have to play musical cameras now too.
Oh, I'll turn mine off.
Oh no.
Okay, turn yours off, Rowan. Yasmin? Nope. Sorry, everybody moved around for a second. Maybe turn yours off. Okay, Rowan.
Okay. It's kicking me. It kicked me again after that.
Weird.
Good grief. We're on the same connection. Like, how? How?
I don't know, but everything just went
now I
super
can see
robot-y
you.
and
All right, let me have everybody turn your cameras off again. Rowan, maybe try connecting to my network. See if that helps at all.
We seem to be fine now.
You're still cutting in and out really bad, but is
Hear the rest.
yeah, you're cutting out super bad. I cannot really hear you. We'll have to have you change networks or
Okay,
try a
let me
different device,
see.
maybe.
No, I'm not using a different device. Oh, you know, I'm on your.
Which is in the basement. So try switching networks. See if that helps.
I just did.
There we are.
Sounds a whole lot better.
Woohoo!
Okay, Yasmin, try your camera. Okay, now Rowan.
All right, turn on my camera.
Yes.
Okay.
Now Riley. Yay, everybody's in the right spot now.
Yay!
Oh boy. Sorry about that, guys.
The internet here is being really bad today.
I understand.
Bad. Lots of places lately.
Oh. Where were we?
So Jonas and Mira are heading upstairs following the trail of blood.
Okay.
Okay. Did you two notice the magic barrier? I
Nope.
missed that part.
Nope. As
Yeah,
Mira
this is great.
failed her roll.
Okay.
Can we save her face? Can we just say that she knows there's magic, but she has no fucking sweet clue what it's doing?
Okay. Obviously, there's magic around, but there's a gosh darn mimic upstairs. So who, like?
There you go.
Who's to say?
Guys, she's a magic creature. Can we just give her this one? She knows that it's there, but she doesn't know what it is.
Sure, whatever. Either way, you don't know that there's a magical barrier, and you just done got yourself screwed up the butt. Anyways,
Jonas, please tell me that you brought in your phone, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, Jonas has his phone. He has so many pockets. How could he not have his phone?
Them khaki shirts.
all right. So you head upstairs. And yeah, there's a clear trail. At one point, it stops being, say, along like sliding path like a snake, and it starts being like more drops, as if it changed shape and started running. But it leads you to a bedroom, or what you assume is a bedroom. The door's closed.
Let's open this door.
Is it bad that my first instinct as a human being was when Rowan said it leads you to a bedroom, my brain automatically went, yeah, it does.
Oh no! Oh no!
Think
We're
this
not
is
on
bedroom.
Mira's agenda today, ladies. Okay, let's go.
Oh no!
Okay, let's do this.
Well, I mean, you're gonna be stuck in the house. What else are you gonna do, right?
Right? It's only fair.
Let's open this door.
So, all right. Roll to act under pressure, please.
Is
Both
that
of you.
cool?
That's cool. Yes.
Ah, I failed. Wait, no. I think I failed. 6 is a fail. I failed.
That's a 7.
Speaking of 6, you have 8d6 to use and a d4.
I'm gonna take the experience.
Yeah, you
Okay.
need that experience. That's the problem with your system, Raven, a little bit, because it's like this is what makes you level up. I guess it gives you kind of pro and con. Like, hey, you could take that d6 and level it up, or succeed. But on the other hand, you don't.
I'm
level
just here to tell you they're available.
up. Okay, all right.
I got a 7.
All right. So mixed success from you, Mira. Let me think for a sec for that. Okay. So I would say that Mira, you realize as Jonas is opening this door that wait, this is a monster who has been chased throughout the house and is probably terrified and is going to, but Jonas is already opening the door. Like, this is a pinned monster who's terrified and like scared and hurt.
Right.
But Jonas is already pushing open that door. Do you say anything?
Yeah, she tries to warn him.
And Jonas, that's when claws rake you across the chest. As the mimic queen in all her glory is sitting there on the other end. You take 2 points of harm.
Okay. I am desperately trying to find the book and I cannot find it. Do you know offhand? You remember that move that I was talking about, the divine move, where if you're talking, then the person is calm? Does that apply to monsters?
Yes. That
Or like sentient monsters?
I would say yes.
Okay. I leveled up and I cannot find that right now, but I know that that's what the move is, so I'm going to add that to my playbook for now.
Okay, let me see if I can find that real fast. I don't know if it's in the main
Hey,
playbook or if it's
not.
Hey, Vanessa. The playbooks are in Zoom chat now. I'll see if I can grab the other playbooks for you too.
Yeah, I think yeah. Yeah, I do have a whole folder of the Monster of the Week resources, but we can repin it and stuff later if that doesn't.
Yeah, select the link on the Zoom chat, so.
Okay, but I have the character sheet up for the divine. So it was Boss from the Beyond, no. What I need when I need it, no. Soothe.
It's on the right-hand side.
Okay. Soothe. When you talk to someone for a few seconds in a quiet voice, you can calm them down, blocking any panic, anger, or other negative emotions they have. This works even if the thing that freaked them out is still present, as long as your voice can be heard. So I would say yes, that this would apply.
Okay. And that's soothe, yeah?
Yeah, soothe.
Alrighty. Does it say anything about roll, like the 7 to 9, 10 plus, or?
Nope. You just talk for a few seconds in a quiet voice.
Cool. All right. So yeah, she's gonna do that then. So when she goes to warn Jonas and this thing lashes out, she lowers her voice and tries to make it as calm as possible. And she just kind of says like, hey, like, we're not going to hurt you. We just want to see what's going on here. Maybe we can help you if there's anything that we can help you with, but we're not a threat to you. We just want to figure out what's going on.
Okay. So, I mean, what happens after it attacks Jonas? Like, first off, Jonas, what was your reaction?
He kind of hiss in pain and then and is also talking calmly. Like after Mira stops talking, it's like, Miss Black?
So after you, like, after she attacks you, she actually like moves and goes under the bed. You see like her shift into something over there. So basically she attacks and then flees. So yeah, you both are talking. Nothing really happens. Like, she's not coming out from behind the bed, but she's not attacking you. That's a good sign.
Miss
Um,
Black.
Mira first turns to inspect Jonas's wounds.
I'm fine. I'm okay. Miss
Really?
Black. I'll be fine. I'm not dying. No.
It's not comforting. But okay.
Oh, you boy. Goodness.
I'll be okay. I just want to make sure that she's okay.
Mira lets Jonas go into the room, but she's like very close to him just in case.
Miss Black, are you there?
You hear nothing. But she's still not like coming out and attacking you again. Do either of you have like a monster empathy skill?
Yes.
Okay.
It's charm, I believe. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. It's a 9.
Okay. That's mixed success. So, this is what I can say is that she's mostly leery of Jonas. However, you get the feeling that she just recently was attacked by a fairy as well. Another fey monster creature. And so she's not fully trusting of you either, Mira. She mostly just wants you to go away, but she's hurt and scared, even if she's calmed down.
Does Mira have any ability with that role to kind of guess at what would entice her out, or is that just kind of like a
no, that's
feeling is?
If you had gotten a full success, maybe, but in this case, no, you just get the general air of how she's feeling right now.
She backs off a little bit and kind of like moves away from her hiding spot.
Jonas will follow Mira's lead and ask Mira what she may know.
Turns out our friends weren't exactly very warm to Miss Black.
Okay. Miss Black, I'm really sorry about what happened, but if it's okay with you, we're gonna go get you some help so that you can get healed. But we're gonna leave you alone for right now. Rowan, you're muted.
God damn it. Every time. So Jonas, as you finish up talking, you see a clawed finger reach out slowly, shaking to the open space between you and that side of the bed that she's hiding in. And she starts writing, leaving black trails of blood. Slowly. And she says can't get out.
Mira looks at Jonas and she's like, is she stuck under the bed?
Is that what it is? Like, Miss Black, are you stuck under the bed?
There's like a moment, and she just peeks her head out from over the bed, and she's like this horrible, like toothy, like multiple-eyed thing. And
What
so she's
thing?
clearly not stuck. And then she hides back down.
Sorry,
Well?
she what?
And then she ducks back down. So like she's not coming out, but she's like, duh, I'm not fucking stuck.
Oh.
It would appear that she is indeed not stuck, or in fact not stuck under the bed.
Oh,
So-
shit.
I maybe let's just go.
Okay, well, Miss Black, we'll send back somebody to help you with your wounds. Probably goblins, if they know anything about that, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see anybody else we know that can heal you.
So she writes quickly, no.
You don't want help?
Don't bring anyone else.
Okay, well, can we come back?
There's hesitation. There's very long hesitation, and she stands up, but now she's that prima ballerina painting again. That you know, the woman with the long hair, but with like the toothy mouth where a face should be. And she writes on the wall because she's out of space on that floor, and she says, why do you want to help?
Jonas looks over at Mira and just kind of smiles a little bit. He's like, I keep getting asked that today.
And Mira pipes up and she's like, well, you know, humans don't have a great track record with trying to help Fae, so, I mean, can you blame them?
No, that's fair. I want to help Miss Black because you're amazing. And you deserve kindness.
She slowly tilts her head, and she writes, ugly. And then writes it again, ugly, 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 ugly. She's clearly like having like a panic attack again.
Mira drops her voice again, and she just says, you're not ugly, and we want to help you. So just let us go and see what we can do to come back and help you patch up your wounds. And maybe then we can try to have a proper conversation and see what it is that we can do to help you.
She just kind of, she climbs onto the bed, and then she kind of like tucks her knees in like this. And then she reaches up on the wall and writes music box.
Mira looks around the room and asks, "You have a music box? Is it here?"
Stolen.
Why do you need the music box, Miss Black?
She writes gift.
For who?
Me.
Who gave it to you?
Prince.
Jonas looks at Mira and then looks back to Miss Black. We'll see what we can do, okay?
She writes comfort.
Jonas hesitantly walks back to Miss Black and like just pats her on the back.
She like moves out of the way and she's like kind of hisses a little, and she's writes again quickly. Music box is comfort.
Right. Right.
I love Jonas. What a bubblegum princess. I love him.
So Jonas is just like looks at Mira. Okay, so should we go and find some help? / he kind of looks at Mira like harder, as if he's trying to convey something else. Find the music box.
Mira looks like she's not impressed, but she nods and says, "Yes, let's go find the music box."
So they're gonna go back downstairs and try to leave the house.
Okay. So, well, there's the door. Do you just like open it? What do you do?
Yeah, we're gonna open it and
Yeah.
walk out
Just open it and
like a
walk
normal
out.
human being.
We're gonna
Jonas?
lick the door.
You know, how
Gonna
doors
lick the fucking door. Yeah. So,
It's like walking into a force field, by the way.
is it only work on Mira?
Almost like walking into like a... Tilda said it so that only she could leave.
God
once it was
damn
up.
it, Tilda. So no, you both
So
can't
it's like
leave.
walking into a... It's like walking into a sliding glass door.
Wait, this is really important. Who tries to leave first, Mira or Jonas?
I thought Jonas would be leading the way, but I don't know.
Do we want to make a fool of Mira, or do we want to just give Jonas the fool like he's always been?
I mean, we could just give Jonas the fool.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jonas, you open the door for her like a gentleman.
Oh no. Mira, having grown up in a forest, does not understand these strange human customs. However, she tries to leave anyway.
Oh, great. So when Mira is bounced back, Jonas is going to try and catch her before she falls.
Roll to act under pressure.
That is
Jesus.
a 10.
You catch her very romantically.
Thank you,
Like
Jonas.
catch her in like a dip and.
Mira's like, yeah, okay, cool. Now she feels like a goddamn fool.
Jonas is like, well, I guess Doc is good at what she does. Let's see if it's just, for fairies or if it's for everything. So then Jonas walks and gets bounced back.
Mira, do you try to catch the boy?
Does he walk so forcefully into it that he has to be caught?
No. He's
Aw.
very cautious because of what happened to Mira.
Yeah, it's just literally like an invisible sheet of glass is like the texture of it. Except, you know, you can't break it with a fist or a hammer.
It's more like a plexiglass.
Yeah. It's just invisible.
Mira hisses, and she's just like, yeah, Tilda's good at a lot of things.
Jonas just kind of ignores that because he is also very frustrated with Tilda and Savoy at the moment, but he is not going to participate in the grumps, so he just pulls out his phone and he gives them a call.
At that point,
Tilda answers because Tilda still has Savoy's phone.
yeah, at that point, I think you guys are like at home, so maybe you're cooking dinner or something.
Right?
It could be after you guys finished. I mean,
No, I'd say that
We-
they're working on dinner.
Okay. I was going to suggest that maybe for the sake of just making it not complicated, we just ignore the fact that there's a little bit of a time difference
Okay.
and just say that it's after.
All right.
Up to you.
just because they're probably going to have to leave as soon as Jonas calls.
Or, I mean,
Alright.
we could just deviate from the original roleplay. It's
That's
not that
true.
I'm 100% okay with everything.
Yeah,
Same.
personally, I think it'd be funny if they interrupt dinner.
Interrupt dinner!
So, who's the GM? Who's the GM? That's right, it's me.
I said it was your call, so what would you like to do, Rowan?
I said interrupt fucking dinner.
Okay. Tilda answers, annoyed.
Answer
Goes
Savoy's
Savoy.
phone.
Yep. Savoy's phone. What do you want, Jonas?
Wow, Doc. A little bit hostile there, aren't we?
You
Um,
tell her, baby
so
boy.
y-
You tell her.
You know that expression, I think like something blocking, the opposite of wingmanning. This is what you're doing right now.
Oh, really? Really? Is that
Yes.
what I'm doing right now? I'm
Yes, it
sorry,
is.
Doc, but I'm a little bit in a bad mood right now because I'm currently stuck in an Airbnb with a dying fairy.
Why are you in an Airbnb with a fairy?
Why don't you tell me, Doc?
Okay, there wasn't a fairy in there. There was a mimic that was very hostile. Why did you go inside? It was contained.
She is hurting, Doc. She's in a lot of pain. She's losing a lot
Yes.
of blood.
Yeah, the Zahil kind of fought with it.
You know what? I don't need the details right now. I need you to please release your charm on this place so we can get out.
Well, you see, the thing about barrier spells is they're there for a reason. I didn't anticipate you going in there after it.
Hilda, what is going
It's
on?
kind of... They went in the Airbnb,
Fuck.
and now they're trying to make friends with the thing that was, you know, throwing shit at us.
Let me just ask you
And-
something. What did you take from it? Why was it so mad?
We took a piece of Voldemort from it.
Oh my gosh. Doc, I'm trying to be a team player, but you're making it really hard.
So imagine, you know, when boxers are warming up and they like bounce from foot to foot and like shake out their hands. Imagine you're doing that.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you, Jonas. I'm not sure why you're upset right now. We just got attacked by a giant mimic and, you know, barely escaped unscathed after having to take Savoy to the hospital. And I just got them out of the hospital. And now I'm trying to make them a nice dinner, and you're calling and bothering me because you walked into a trap.
Doc, I'm bleeding right now out of my chest. My heart
Tilda.
is literally bleeding.
Why are
So please.
Tilda, I think
Jonas?
Tilda,
Jonas, lead with the
Tilda,
fact that you're injured.
Tilda!
Yes, Savoy.
I know that this is inconvenient for you, but I think it would be best for us to rescue them. Because I did not send them a message. We didn't send them a message. Barney didn't send them a message that we had left. And so technically this is our fault.
Fine. Before I do anything, Jonas, why do you want to let the thing go?
She's hurting, Doc. She needs medical attention. But you know what?
So do you.
Yeah, that's cool too. But you know, you guys finish up your food. It's fine. Because I honestly think it'd be terrible if you came sooner because I think Mira might kill you. So I'm gonna get us something to eat. You finish your dinner and then please come help us and bring some medical supplies, please. Also, you're not allowed to get closer than you need to.
Why are you bleeding?
Miss Black was a little bit upset, understandably so, because you almost killed her.
Gee, the giant mimic attacked you like it attacked us. Oh, goodness.
He was scared.
Okay, fine. Jonas, can you drive yourself to the hospital?
I could, if I could get out of here.
Okay, you can leave. Tilda just drops the barrier spell.
At that point, there is a group of goblins standing outside, blinking at you.
Miss Black doesn't want to see you right now.
Who the hell is Miss Black? Who are you talking to, Jonas?
Jonas, hang up the phone. We need to go.
Okay, bye, Doc. And then Jonas hangs up.
It's your goblin friends, and they're like, we came to help. We were going to break the barrier, or barrier. We were gonna try to break the barrier. I don't think we know how to break the barrier. We were gonna dig under the house.
That is very smart, Rusty. That is why you are the king.
Mira looks the goblins up and down because she's still not.
Dandelions, like, it was my idea. I was gonna dig. I am the queen of digging.
That is why you're the queen of digging.
Well, no, the prince told us that Miss Black was stuck and we was going to help. So
could you please come in and take care of her? Do you have stuff to take care of her medically?
Oh, did we? And they take off, all of them take off their shirts and offer them.
Jonas looks to Mira. Mira, do you want to see if Miss Black is okay to have visitors?
So what you're telling me is that we're going to take these disgusting, grimy, dirty goblin shirts and try to medically patch up the mimic with these dirty, dirty goblin clothes.
Actually,
we watched
you're
them
right.
a week ago. They're still good.
I was actually thinking we might find some extra towels or sheets lying around the house. But the goblins gave me the idea, so thank you very much. But please put your clothes back on.
So there's no longer goblin titties flapping in the wind. They put their shirts back on. Not that they really have it, but you know.
Mira rolls her eyes and then tries to go back upstairs to talk to Ms. Black.
Miss Black is just curled up on the bed. The bed is soaking in her black blood.
Miss Black, there are some goblins that the prince sent to help you. Are you okay for visitors?
She doesn't say anything.
Could you maybe like twitch if that's a no?
She looks up a little and she reaches up to the wall and she writes, "Leave me alone."
Gotcha. And she leaves. So she goes back down to Jonas and the goblins, and she looks over the goblins again with a judgmental eye. She goes, "I don't think Miss Black is up for visitors right now."
All right. Rusty, could you guys set up camp like 10 yards away from the house? And give Miss Black some space?
Okay, goblins can do.
Okay. Mira, could you drive me to the hospital, please? It's starting to hurt.
Probably a good idea. Let's go.
Actually, Jonas smiles a little bit. Drive me back to the Bilious estate. Doc's gonna patch me up.
Mira's eye twitches and she's like, "Are you sure you don't want to go to a hospital where there are doctors that I do not wish to kill?"
See, Mira, Doc is upset because I was interrupting something, so I figured that the last place Doc wants us to be is at the estate. So that's the first place we should go.
Mira gets Jonas like situated in the passenger seat, and she gets into the driver's seat, and she just looks at him, and her eyes are twinkly. And she's just like soaking in the deviousness. She loves it, and she's like, "You know what? I think that's probably the best course of action. Let's go." She turns on the truck and starts to go.
I would like to leave a note that Barney is perfectly capable of patching anybody up just as much as one of those nurses.
Good to know.
Like,
Yeah,
yes, he's probably had to do it like a whole fucking ton.
Be surprised at the amount of times Savoy has not gone to the hospital.
Because Savoy has self-destructive tendencies.
100% yes.
So, all right. Finally, the group's all together. Luckily,
we don't know how Mira knows how to drive. That's strictly a human thing, and she probably doesn't have a license, but
she has learned. Except for that one time she drove into a tree.
Hey, listen.
All right, let's go back to Savoy and Tilda. Luckily, you guys have some time. About 15 minutes before these fools show up.
So, at what point in our dinner do we get?
I have no idea.
I think you guys, it was like cooking. You were cooking.
So when they called, there was cooking.
Yes.
So they're just
the
about to
meal,
eat. Like they're lifting the forks to their mouths when we come in.
Okay.
Oh man.
Fuck you guys.
Okay.
Tilda puts in all this effort and then they don't get to eat it. That's the song that I'm listening to. Let's go with that.
Is that okay with you guys?
It doesn't matter.
Vanessa, please. Raven.
I'm still a little bit rough from the whole Timbriu manipulating a child thing, so I am not in the best mental position to handle Mira's bullshittery. So I would say let them have their meal.
Okay.
And then deal with whatever happens afterwards, I can probably handle that.
Okay. Sure.
Cool. So, Savoy and Tilda have their meal, which at one point, Savoy most certainly has an existential crisis. Which is resolved by the end of the meal. And we can go into detail about that later. But as they're cleaning up and Savoy is threatening Tilda to leave the dishes alone, I assume they walk through the door.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So they're sitting in the kitchen as we hear the front door open.
Mm-hmm. So quick question. So make sure I'm on the same page. Jonas and Mira are just like waltzing into with a bone to pick. Sounds like.
No, we're not being aggressively with a bone to pick. We are being very, oh, gee, sorry, I didn't realize you were in the middle of something. Fix me, please.
Okay.
So when you guys,
so
okay, hold on. When you guys walk in, and you know Barney actually is the one like goes to the door. You guys are, I assume, Jonas, you just walk in, right?
Propped up on Mira.
So
If Mira's okay with that.
So Barney like hears the door open and goes to check to see what it is, and he's like, "Oh, do you require medical assistance?"
Yes, but I was really hoping that Dr. Jenkins could help me.
I'm unfortunately under orders to make sure that they're left alone for a little while.
Jonas looks at Mira.
I am fully capable of giving you medical attention.
Fine.
Very well. Come with me. And there's like a whole infirmary. Like there is the infirmary set up in Tilda's room, but there is also the other infirmary, which is actually in the servants' quarters. Yes.
So
I have a question.
Sure.
Is Mira following in?
Mira still has
Mira's gonna be this.
Mira still has the key
Does
card,
Mira have
she?
that giant hall pass key card on her?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Well, Jonas wouldn't have come in if Mira couldn't have come in because he's like being held.
But what
by
if
Mira.
Mira remembered? Would have Mira remembered?
Wait, I can help this. Hold on. Hold on. There we go.
Mira has it.
Mira has the key card. For 1,500 gold points.
Thank you.
Have it.
Yeah, I got you, boo.
Nice. I love it.
I still have 3,000 gold points. Yes.
Gee, you need to hush. What is your deal? My cat is freaking out. She's inconsolable for some reason.
Okay, so then Barney takes Mira and Jonas to the infirmary.
Yes. So there is Tilda's infirmary where Jonas, you had your blood drawn before. Tilda has kind of set up her own little station, but there is another station that is just in case like the servants get injured on the job, which has happened. The cook has absolutely cut his finger nearly off before. So
Long having to deal with the heel.
yes, that is the other thing. It has actually seen more use from Savoy and Zahil than it really has the servants. Now they tend to go to Tilda, not that they've gotten hurt in a manageable way that can be dealt with by one person, but you know. So he leads you in and starts to set to work. He's like, I will not remove your shirt for you. Please, can you remove it yourself? Or perhaps I should ask your friend here to remove it.
That's a great idea.
Jonas, sir, please. Mira does not look like she wants to do that because now that they're not moving, the smell of the blood is bothering her.
Oh, very well.
Alright.
And so then he goes ahead and grabs a pair of scissors and he's like, oh, or you can.
No, it's okay. I'll take off my shirt. I was just joking around, but I mean,
Vindictive.
so Jonas just like takes his shirt off, wincing as he has to like move around, but he gets it off.
I was going to say moving is not the best idea, but I was joking. That was a joke. I know it's hard to tell with the butler voice.
Could you tell me another joke? Like, have you seen a music box around or anything?
What kind of joke is that?
It's a joke because it's absolutely not funny.
It was that kind of day, was it?
Mira looks at Jonas's open wounds and then back to Barney, and she's like, you think?
I helped fight a monster. I'm fairly certain that's not in my job description. So, it's not been exactly the best day for me either. But that's between you and me. I will never tell Savoy no. I like my job.
Sir, I'm bleeding.
Mira looks more and more uncomfortable as he bleeds.
And
He's in the process of grabbing medical supplies. He's like, I'm working on it.
Jonas turns to Mira and is like, if you're uncomfortable, you can step outside.
Do you want to roll cool, Mira?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
She did have coffee that was blood just a couple hours ago.
Oh, that's right. You're the one that drinks blood. I helped make the arrangements that you would get shipments from the hospital.
Being hungry and being tempted are kind of like not
different things.
Oh, hell yeah, that's an 11.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You resist. You're good. You're like, I'm a little turned on right now, but I'm fine otherwise.
Ma'am, I don't think you understand how hunger works.
When I see a sexy meal, like... Okay, sorry. I think I killed myself.
Okay, so...
All right. So, Mira, you've got it under control.
She orbits a little bit. She kind of puts some space in, but she's still around.
Okay, sounds good. So he sets to work cleaning the wounds and sewing you up. It's like, I would suggest this to all of you, but perhaps monster hunting is not the safest business.
Thanks, sir. But we're not monster hunting. We are fairy saving. So,
it seems to me that those things closely align.
Oh, well, you know what? I think I'm feeling much better. So thanks for patching me up, and I'm going to take the lady outside for some fresh air.
This is going to be the ideal opportunity for Savoy to roll in on a wheelchair to check in on you.
Yes, I mean, Barney did alert you that they are here, so.
It wasn't hard to notice.
I'm reading the comments right now.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right. So, you guys, sure. Savoy, you come in to check. You finished your dinner.
You can see that there's a little bit of redness around Savoy's face. They're looking gaunt, haggard, and exhausted, but all the more concerned and maybe a hair bit curious and a little uncomfortable. And Savoy says, wow, you definitely look a little banged up there. I'm glad Barney was able to patch you up.
Jonas?
Mira looks at Savoy with a look of kind of, there's a mixture between annoyance and being apologetic and also a little bit of guilt, but then also a lot of annoyance.
Jonas smiles at Savoy, but it's not as much of his heart is into it as it usually is. There still is heart in it, but not as much.
You're shooting arrows at me.
I'm sorry. Jonas is very upset.
Now that he's patched up and there's no, immediate blood in the vicinity, Mira does move into Jonas's side again.
Savoy just sort of like takes a visual count of that and is like, well, I'm glad to see that you're better. Did you need to discuss what happened at the site?
Do you need to discuss what happened at the site?
I feel like my experience was fairly forthright and transparent, and that you have different feelings about that.
I do think it would be good to do that, but I'm a little bit tired and I think I need to get some sleep before I get into all of that.
Okay. Then we can reconvene tomorrow to discuss what happened.
Jonas kind of smiles at Savoy, but hey, I hope you and Doc had a good dinner.
There's like a twitch that crosses Savoy's face that looks like it could be like giddy embarrassment, or it could be like an expression of terror. And they say, it was a very good night, thank you. And prepares to wheel back out of the room so that they can leave.
If you would like, I could prepare a room for them if you want them to stay here tonight.
There are rooms for anybody that needs a place to stay tonight.
That is, if you would prefer to stay. Perhaps that way we can discuss this over breakfast.
Up to them.
Mira, does that work for you?
Mira gives like a tight-lipped smile, and she's like, "Of course."
If you really don't want to stay, you don't have to. I don't want to keep you against your will. But the rooms are there if you would like them. or if you feel that you need them. Barney's available around the clock, so that if you need somebody to readdress your wounds at any time during the night, that can be handled.
Yeah, this is way nicer than my motel room with the murder board. So,
I don't think someone knows about that.
Mira's mouth like twitches like it's a genuine smile this time.
You have a murder board?
oh, sorry, I forget who knows about it. Doc knows about it, Naomi knows about it, and Mira knows about it. Mira's the only one that was in my room, though.
Ooh, ooh.
But it was completely platonic.
I am well,
if you want to come to my room, you're more than welcome to come to see my room. But I don't think there's anything that you'd want to see there. It's just a murder board.
Mira had absolutely no reaction to the whole like innuendo of being in his room alone. But when that invitation gets extended, she's like, hold on a second.
No,
Hold up a minute.
I don't need to see your murder board. You are welcome to any of my rooms. You always have been, either of you. I am gonna go have a cigarette.
Barney's like, I suggest you leave the murder board in your room, though. People already think that Savoy's murderous enough without it.
I don't pay you to chat, Barney. I just pay you to do a good job. And Savoy's just like, I'm out of here.
You would pay me anyways.
You're not wrong. So Savoy wheels back out, and they're like, this is about as much like borderline panic as I can experience in the last 5 hours. And I'm gonna go have a cigarette and maybe a very, very stiff drink.
Right. We're probably, since you guys are probably on talking about this in the morning, we can probably wrap up there.
Okay.
So
Or we
is
could
there anything?
do some fun Tilvoy Miris roleplay for a little bit.
Yeah, there you go, guys. There's that gap we were hoping for.
Yes. Congratulations, you found a good gap.
Yay! I know what I'm doing with my Tilvoy time. It is not how the last roleplay ended.
Uh-oh.
There may be a little bit of spite involved, but
Oh!
Oh, okay, you broke me now.
you win some, you lose
Oh my
some.
God.
All right.
Okay, so we stop in there then?
Yes, I think so. Unless there's anything else you guys want to do before we wrap up.
Yeah, I think Tilda will, before she goes to bed, will dish up like a special little plate with all the different foods that she's prepared. So the tikka masala with the jasmine rice, the roasted potatoes, and the grilled vegetables. And make just like a really nice little like home cooked meal plate. And then like put saran wrap over it or whatever with a note that it's for Barney. So she'll leave that there for him
Aww.
as sort of a thank you. And then she'll go to bed.
Aw. Very nice. All right, anything else or?
I think that's it. So we can get ready to go on a raid and everything. Before we do though, definitely let's do the favorite parts where we can find everybody next. Let's start with Rowan. Rowan, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
It's really fun role playing Lily, like this little girl. It is. I do really enjoy that. Just doing her voice. So that whole scene where she's just actually finally getting the chance to explain like her story, that was really fun.
That was cool. Where can we find you next?
Oh,
And
yeah.
anything else you'd like to share?
You'll find me next on Saturday. I will be here for Badlands. I think that's the penultimate.
Yeah, second to last episode of the series.
Beautiful.
So it's yeah, it's wild. Anything else you'd like to share?
So you can find me all my stuff at roadnorthillustrations.org with my events as long as they don't get canceled. Anyways, or you can find me at Dastard Romance on the Twitters. So yes, please. I'll put a link in the side, whatever side.
Cool. Next, we've got Vanessa. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
I think my favorite part was probably seeing Jonas get a little short with people, because it's not a side that we typically get to see. So it's interesting kind of getting to see him as, you know, a more rounded character, more than just still trying to be good to other people, but also still not being cool with stuff. So I think that's pretty awesome. Other than that, you guys can find me here next week for the next Tickfaw. And you can also catch me on my art Twitter, which I'll pop over in the chat. And if you would like me to draw one of your characters, then you can catch me on my Ko-fi or my coffee or whatever way you pronounce it, but I'll drop that in the chat as well.
Awesome. Next, we've got Yasmin. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
I think my favorite part was most certainly Jonas's borderline resentment and spite. Just because I live for that kind of shit. You can find me here next week for Tickfaw Files again, and I will post my apparel and art website in the chat. Feel free to check it out if you like some queer or kink-minded nonsense. So yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
Awesome. Next, we've got Riley. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was also the Jonas kind of reaching the end of his rope a little bit, multiple times. But that moment where he's like where both he and Tilda were on the phone, and Tilda was frustrated that he was interrupting something, and he was frustrated that he was stuck in a place with somebody that had almost been killed, and then having Mira there like, yeah, get frustrated.
Yeah.
You can find me this Saturday for Badlands, and I will put my website in the sidebar.
Fantastic. So, sorry, I am prepping our raid cry here. There we go. That was a pretty good line. So my favorite part, it was really funny watching Mira and Jonas walk into the barrier spell. That was a highlight for sure. But yeah, I gotta say also, seeing Jonas start to get pissed off at people.
Jonas has boundaries, and we found them.
Yeah. He walked right into a barrier, and then we found boundaries.
Ironic.
So I think that was my favorite part. As for where you can find me next, what is today? Wednesday? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'm pretty sure. I will be on Sigil Entertainment. I don't have the link to the Twitch off the top of my head. I should have grabbed that before the stream. But if you search for it on Twitch, you'll probably find that. I'm going to be doing a D&D 5th edition game. I'll be playing my one-shot character, Morrigan. If you've seen any of the past one-shots I've been in recently, she's a warlock. So I'll be playing that for a game over there where we're going to try out some custom modules and classes and things like that my fellow players have come up with. It's actually part of a series. I'm going to be on that periodically, various Thursdays. highlighting independent creators and what they're doing. So it's going to be pretty cool. You can check that out tomorrow. And then Friday, I'll be back 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for, I believe it's the last episode of the Peasant Strike Back season 1.5 before we go into the full season. Might be the second to last. Anyways, it's going to be a fun time. So yeah, that's where you can find me next. As for other things to share, I did want to mention, if you are interested in getting into a campaign, we've got, I believe, 9 that are going to be running starting in May. So that's 2 a day except for Wednesday and no streams on Thursday or Sunday. But I believe there's still room on our Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday day games. That's at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So if you are interested in that, there's some links there. And then if you'd like to get in on any of our Friday one-shots, that's every Friday night, as a DM or as a player, shoot me a message on Twitter, and I will get you into a game. If you got a game concept or a system that you want to run, just run that by me as well, and I'll get you set up there also. So yeah, with all that, we're going to go on a raid. We've got our raid cry. Looks like we've got, just double checking to make sure they're still alive. Because the last few times I've gone to raid somebody, I've gone over there and they're not actually there anymore. The time it took me to look and see if they were online to actually get to the raid, they left. Of course, the internet's being slow on me here. It does look like Scrat's still online, so we're gonna go raid Scrat. Yeah, thank you everybody for playing. Thanks Rowan for GMing, and thank you Michael and Rowan for the gifted subs and resubs and everything. And if I forgot somebody that donated or spent guild coins, I apologize, but thank you all for supporting the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.